Welcome to my channel. I'm Madeline Parker, and I'm going to do a read tonight for the sign of Libra for the month of February 2020. And I like to think that my reads pertain to whatever planet you have in that house, whatever house it covers, whatever planet you have in the sign, whatever house it covers, your sun, your moon, but mostly your ascendant. So let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen in February. We have in the first week, we have Pisces, we have Mercury moving into Pisces. And then in the mid-month, on the 17th, Mercury goes retro. Then Venus on the 7th is going to move into the sign of Aries. And Mars is going to then move into the sign of Capricorn on the 18th. And then we've got that Mercury retrograde on the 17th. And then we have, of course, the Sun moving into Pisces in the end of the month. So what is that going to mean for you guys? Well, Libra right now have a lot of planets in the fifth. They have the Sun and Mercury in their fifth house. So you guys might be possibly romance, relationships stuff, communication in romance and relationships. But we are in the sign of Aquarius in both those. So maybe socializing with friends, out, talking. And that's at the beginning of the month, but then when we have this transition from Mercury going into, it'll then move into your sixth house. The Sun will then also move into your sixth house. But at the beginning of the month, Mercury going into your sixth house, causing, I would say, day-to-day routine, communications around work, and it's in Pisces, so I would say sort of spiritual, emotional, or soul type. It's going to be more of an introvert energy, I think, but maybe day-to-day communications and work around work becoming sort of somewhat spiritual or something. I guess that would be a way to see it. Then Venus is transiting into Aries, putting Venus in your seventh house of relationship. So looks like action and movement expanding in your personal relationship area. Possibly you'll be going into a relationship. Venus in Aries, you'll possibly be taking action towards relationship. And then Mars will be going into Capricorn, making it your fourth house. So that's going to be work related to projects at home, family, mother, heart, home, maybe working at home on projects, properties, or working on properties, career related, that kind of thing. The fourth, Jupiter is in your fourth as well. Again, spiritual expansion via property or home or family. Fifth house, career, again, involving property, home, investments, possibly working at property expansion or working at home. And Uranus in your eighth house around finances, I would say you're releasing, possibly also getting loans and investment and support from other outside sources of finances, but also sort of breaking through restrictive energies around that because it's in the sign of Taurus, so possibly getting lucky with other people's money. That's in the eighth house, and death and rebirth of fears around other people's money, perhaps. Then we have Neptune in Pisces in your sixth house, so soul, spiritual, day-to-day routines, becoming more spiritual, maybe getting better spiritual practices in your life, becoming more on a day-to-day routine level, having a better time. You probably have a good time meditation at home right now, Libra. And then Pluto in your fourth house, fears, you might be losing relationships, you might be, properties, possibly fears, not losing relationships, I don't mean to scare you, but possibly letting go of properties or selling properties or karmic properties that aren't. But there's definitely a fear release around property, home, family, mother, attachment, or possibly thoughts or beliefs around what kind of a home and family you're supposed to live in or be with. And then we get the North Node in your 10th house, which is, again, Cancer, which is a fourth house energy. So there's a lot of sort of career, home, family, work, shifting. Careers are involving home and family and day-to-day routine and possibly other people's money. All right, so let's have a look and see how this is going to show up sorry, I didn't mean to shake the table. Show up for the sign of Libra. So I calling in Libra's highest guides and angels to be with us in this read so that we may guide Libra towards their highest best destiny and version of themselves in this period that we are talking about. And I already mostly shuffled the cards, so we're going to do just cut it right now. I mean, I already shuffled before I started filming. So we get there's choices being made. We get the Magician, we get the High Priestess. There's that sort of Neptunian energy. Wow, watery. Didn't we say these? We've got Mercury going into the 12th house or something for you guys. It's going into Pisces, so it's going to be for Libra, not 12th house. For Libra again, what did we say? Mercury is going to go into the 6th house because look at all this water in here for Libra. Libra energy here. Let's see at the bottom of the deck, the World. So let's have a look and see what you guys need to know for February 2020. Major arcanas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's take a look. Magician card right out of the bat. High Priestess underneath that in your heart space. You guys, interesting. This is very spiritual, this read. It's very, all the water, the moon, the High Priestess and the moon. This is very psychic. Why are we getting all this? We've got this 8th house stuff. Mercury, Venus going, no, it's going to go into your 7th house. What did we talk about 8th house for you guys? I thought we did talk about, Taurus is in your 8th, Uranus is in your 8th house. Anyway, all right. So, here we go with the read. We're getting this moon, we're getting a triggering experience here for you guys. We're getting a, in alignment, rapid action around triggering possible travel or releasing of emotionally unstable. There's a turnaround here for you guys, an apology, feeling bad, Libra, for possibly having made some sort of, you know what it feels like this read is telling me is that there is a spiritual shift for Libra in this energy, because it's the Libra becoming more spiritual and becoming much more interested in it, becoming heart-centered now rather than air. This is like for Libras that I think have awoken, and I think many are. I think everybody's kind of going through some form of awakening right now. But with Libra, there is definitely a spiritual shift for you. That Neptunian energy in your 6th house, day-to-day practices of spiritualism. But I think what's happening is you're becoming assertively interested in deeper knowledge of spiritualism. I want to say occult, but all things of the higher realms. There's this sort of energy about it that if you have been previously confused by it all, this is a nice turnaround. This is bringing you into a balanced state for some reason. This is helping you bring more joy and peace in your life. I'm seeing a big spiritual shift for you guys, a lightening of your energies, releasing. It's like you've gone more air and you've gone more water. Water, 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 water. Water, water, cup, cup, cup. I mean, this moon is very watery. You guys have softened your air energy because there's something about you're realizing that this is putting you into a more harmonious joy. Look, we get the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Cups kind of flanking each other here in my read. This is what the divine wants you to know and what the divine wants you to feel. So this is an emotional This is an emotional period for you where you're shifting from, you're becoming more empowered through spiritualism rather than ego, and you're making some choices now that make you happier, bring you more calm and peace. You believe more in, from the heart of heart, in a spiritual connection. You want your own, you might be looking to become more slightly psychic, or your psychic energies are really kind of pumped up right now. I mean, this to me looks like you becoming very assertive to approach a way of living that is spiritually fulfilling your water in you, the emotional side of your life. There's joy, fun. You've been depressed. This sadness has there's been an emptiness, a loss, emotional emptiness in your life. That's what's happening with a lot of what's going on right now. I think in a lot of the reads that I'm doing is that people are seeking more emotional fulfillment and truer life purpose and meaning, and feeling full about what feeling, not wanting to be out of alignment for finances as much, or doing, because this King of Pentacles is looking slightly out of alignment, but this new shift is bringing you a financial abundance. There is universal support behind a shift or a change that's occurring, because somehow in these energies a shift, or a spiritual and emotional shift is occurring to you that's enabling you to balance out of some sort of stressful ways of operating that created emotional turbulence in your life, which you're no longer happy about. There's an emptiness in your motives. You now are heart, this is like an ascension read, like you're going into your heart space. You no longer, now I would say that you are knowing of, this is a sort of, didn't I say, was there any kind of planets going into your 12th house? No. This looks to me like an interconnectedness about a financial project that, or finances that you want to go forward with, that feel more in alignment to your soul, and you might, and because we did talk about day-to-day spiritual practices, so this is very much a spiritual a read about that, becoming much more spiritually connected and aligned, and seeking alignment through using, what you're doing is you're using spiritual practices to help you align better in your life, creating better emotional fulfillment, so that you can then reach for the world. It enables you to, because this is a very calm, this chariot moves forward in a very balanced feminine and masculine energetic way. So this is creating a very balanced, we get another card of balance in here, creating a very balanced, harmonic way for you to now achieve your highest attainment, look, we get the Magician in the world. So it looks to me like you guys are taking choices from a spiritual motivation. Now, the moon can sometimes be triggering, but also it can mean facing fears around that, but being much more assertive for it, because then coming in in other words, breaking through a fear, enabling you to be more. It's like if you've been held back by something because you've had a fear, and that fear goes, it's like comes rushing right in, and then a certain amount of sort of sadness for not having seen it before. So let's see what moon card comes out for this. We have a moon card right there, so let's see. Let's pull a moon card on it. The end of a tough cycle approaches. The moon, full moon in Capricorn. So you're on the other side of the struggles of these Capricorn transits, and it has brought you to a higher level of it has brought you the concept of the ability to reach higher, because you've broken through a barrier that limited you. But now this tough period of resistance in the process that took you to this, Pluto is tough on everyone, this Pluto transit. So it's enabling you. And for you guys, like I said, it was in your 4th house. So this is a period of time where you're becoming aware of the need to go into a spiritual approach in life to balance out your stress and your day-to-day fears and in general all around unhappiness. You're realizing you need a more emotional and spiritual balance in your life in order to create a balanced high result. And this is a clarity that's come as a result of a challenge and toughness that has been very difficult and challenging, but you've now ready to sort of rise above that experience, because you've experienced loss around it and you don't want to feel that way anymore. So you've realized that by shifting into a more spiritual and heart energy, which is that North Node in the 10th house, so bringing heart to work, that's another way to look at it. Bringing more emotional heart to work. That must be what this read is saying. Family, love, warmth. That's why this read is so watery. The finances are almost less important, but there's a trust the finance, looking at the bigger picture. There's a trust now, and then it's time for action. New moon in Aries. This is this action here coming in. So you're looking at a bigger picture now. You see things bigger picture. You can see what you can do more now that you've released this imbalanced way of operating where you didn't incorporate spiritualism and heart so much into your work or into your whole all-around life. Going into heart space more. Doing what emotionally fulfills you. All right, Libra. Thank you for watching. I hope this read was clarifying for you. Namaste.